the THBT the European Mixed Teams tournament sponsored by the European Commission. Yay. In opening government we have Tatiana Natur speaking first. Who is speaking first? Tatiana, I take it. Yeah? Cool. In opening work we have Anzu and Sarah speaking first.
I speak first.
Sarah. Closing government we have Anne-Marie and Michna speaking first. Anne-Marie. And closing opposition we have Renzo and Daniela speaking first. I take it you're Renzo. Fantastic. Speeches are 5 minutes in length as was announced during the briefing. I'm Manos, this is Sim, and without any further ado, if Bully tells us everything is okay, we begin this round. This House believes that the European Union should ban all forms of art, including film or literature, that directly insults any religion. We welcome the Prime Minister Tatiana to defend the motion that stands in her name. Hear, hear.
So, at first, let me introduce myself. My name is Tatiana, and dear judges, dear audience, I would like to introduce the motion. So, at first, we have to define what when something is directly insulting the religious issues. So, we may introduce the question like when something is insulting something, it might be harmful for the religious people. And it might be also something that touches their freedom or freedom of religion. We have to discuss the problem because freedom of religion is really a basic question of the democracy of European Union, and it should be discussed by the audience or the public. So if you will have any question, please let me know. I would like to appeal for that every person of the European Union is under democratic rule, and it had the right to decide whether to believe something or something else. So it's like when we will force through art, literature, or film somebody to believe in something else, it won't be so democratic as we think. So. I would like to, we don't have the power to force people and believers to believe in something else. It's like really foolish from the side of European Union when we put those into one pole, because religious thing is something definitely opposite than the art, the literature and the films, and it should be divided, because when somebody believes in something or some gods, or I don't know, it should be like their own opinion and their own decision. It shouldn't be influenced by the art and music and so on. So I think that those art, literature and films shouldn't be so influential for the religious issues. Then I would like to tell you that every person has emotions. Every single person of this whole world and of the European Union has emotions. And yes?
Madam, would you approve of a movie which actually promotes religion?
Yeah, of course. If you are, for example, there in the movies, there might appear some jokes about religion, and it might be harmful to the viewers or to the audience that see the film or watch the film. So it's like it touches their heart and their emotions, and it's unfair from the side of the European Union that it should be like, I don't know, it's a complex issue, and I think that the religious stuff is on the one side, and the art, literature and films are on the other side. Because when somebody is, I don't know, Islamist, and he would like to watch the film, he has the right to decide, or he want to see the film without any jokes of about his religion. Those things, art, literature, and films, are on the totally opposite spectrums than religious issues. Then we should pass the motion, because there are some countries that, for example, most of people are the same religion, or most of people believe in something, and only small people believe in something else. And I think that it's unfair to the minority of the people that believe in something else, that they should watch a religious film or whatever, or listen to religious music. I think that there should be equality, and that's the democracy is about. So I think that it might be on the decision of up to decision of these people that are believers, or I don't know, non-believers. European Union is a democratic union, and it's based on the equality, as we know. Democratic is really, as we know from the history, it wasn't really perspectful when we put in the one bag all of the people of the European Union, and it should be like we shouldn't talk to them and to pursue them to believe in something else by art, literature. We may put for example, of the rule of Hitler, and it's his famous speeches. And I don't know, when there was a book, literature, and those people were like he was manipulating with the ideas and with the ideology, and I think it is also a great example of the connection between when art and religious is together. So I think we should ban the connection between art and religion. And the next thing.
Just a brief note means that your time is up. Whatever was said in the previous speech beyond 5 minutes and 15 seconds has unfortunately been ignored, because speeches are 5 minutes in length. So this means 1 minute, this means 4 minutes, this means 5 minutes. Okay? Excellent. Thank you, Tatiana, for your remarks. Without further ado, we move on to silent. We'll put the case for the opposition side.
Can I start? Okay. What we heard from the proposition today was how religion is important, how people should have their freedom of religion, how the people in Europe should be equal. Side opposition does agree with it. We also promote these things, and we believe that these things should exist in our society. We're just not justifying the measure which they are proposing in order for this to happen. So basically, we're not against any religion, and we're not up for any discrimination in the society. On the contrary, we do believe that these things are important and should happen, but only in a different, efficient way. Because we have never heard from side proposition how actually banning these insults will solve the problem in its root, how actually banning these insults will make our society with equal people, and how banning one word in a movie about Islamic people will actually make ourselves love each other and respect the differences between ourselves in the society. Side opposition will present 4 arguments. The first 3 will be presenting about me. I will talk about how actually this measure is not justified, how it is counterproductive, and the third point that I will talk about is how actually this measure discriminates the atheists in the society. My partner will have another argument, which is in which he will explain how actually, even if we suppose this measure, it's not the EU's job to implement this policy. So to start off with our first argument. Our first argument argument is about the justification of the measure. We believe that it is not justified because art is a form of expression. Art is a tool with which the people in the society actually express themselves. And we all know that religion is a kind of an ideology. And we believe that the people should have the freedom to actually express themselves and to express what they believe about a certain point of view in the society. We also believe that the EU, which is basically kind of a role model for democracy, should not implement such a measure as this, which actually restricts the freedom of expression of the people within the society. This is actually connected with our second point, which is how this policy is counterproductive. We believe that the root of the problem in the society is some kind of a hatred between these certain groups. We believe that they have some stereotypical views about each other, and that is what is causing the problem, apart from some historical events, etc. The differences in the society actually make this problem, and we do not believe that banning this art will solve it. Instead of running away from the problem and trying to ignore it, trying to cut off these movie scenes where they're actually insulting each other, we believe that, on the other hand, we should actually open up more and acknowledge that this problem exists in our society. We should not try to run away, but rather acknowledge the existence of this problem and create some kind of clash in the society, in the meaning that we should provide the people with a debate where they should actually constantly challenge each other, and then after a certain period of time, after debating and after expressing their opinions, after expressing their views about something, of course it is much more obvious that some of these obstacles in the society might be overcome. Not 100%, but in a combination with other measures, this can happen. So we believe that actually banning this form of art is actually just hiding from the problem and trying to ignore the problem. Basically, this solution does not solve the root of the problem, which is the hatred amongst these groups, which should be solved in the first place. To go on with the third point, which is about how religion. If the government actually bans these insults, we believe that what we have is the government protecting these religion communities. So we believe that actually promoting their special point of view is not something that the EU should do, because as we all know in the society, apart from people who believe in religion, we have the atheists, who are people who are against any religion at all. This is also another point of view. And if the EU decides actually to ban these insults, it should as well ban these insults towards the atheists in the society, because these are just different points of view about one certain thing. So basically, if we have this policy implemented, we will have the atheists discriminating the society, and maybe they're not such a big part of our society, and maybe they're not such an important group in the society, but we believe that since they have a point of view about a certain issue which connects them all, we believe that they should be protected if we protect the other people too. So to sum up, we believe that banning art is not justified because it's actually restricting the freedom of expression. Also, we believe that this measure is counterproductive and is simply ignoring the problem in our society instead of letting these clashes exist in order to solve the differences between the people. And we also believe that this policy is actually discriminating towards the atheists in the society. So for all of these reasons, I beg you to oppose the motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. We look back across the floor to Arthur.
Well, we think that art is tool to express themselves, yes, but we think that it shouldn't be the tool or gun to use it as it shouldn't. Religion shouldn't be influenced by art. We shouldn't use art as a tool to put somebody believe in something. So we think that European Union is definitely a role model for democracy, but still in European Union we have to stand for everyone's rights. So we can't just, if there are majority of some believers and minority, then we can't just always like show movies about this majority's religion. Like, if there's somebody who believes in Islamic and majority believes in it, yes.
But sir, why are you proposing exactly this measure to solve the problem?
It's a good question. But we think that religion shouldn't be influenced by art. There should be a rule that we don't show religion in TVs, or we don't throw different pictures about religion, because everyone has right to think or believe what he or she wants, and it shouldn't be influenced by art. So if the majority of people in some country believe in Islam, and minority believes in, like, Jesus Christ, so then it's unfair to that minority if we all day show from TV different movies and about how cool the Islamic is, and in different kind of art we express how cool Islamic is, and we don't talk anything about that Jesus Christ thing. So we think that if we don't discriminate anybody, if we don't let them use art to express their feelings about different religions, and we think we discriminate if we let, like, only draw or show movies about certain religions, like, as I...
Point, sir?
Yeah, of
But
course.
if you're actually against mixing art and religion, why do you approve movies that actually promote religion? That is also mixing of those two things.
Well, ask again. My mind.
Okay.
Way.
You're constantly explaining how you are against mixing art and religion.
Yeah.
But as in the POI, your partner actually stated that you are for movies which promote religion. That is also mixing of art and religion, but in a different way.
Did she? Okay. No, we still think that we shouldn't mix art and religion. Even we shouldn't show movies about religion. Okay, and that's all.
Thank you very much. And now we move on to Panju to conclude the first half of this debate.
Thank you very much for the floor. Well, we are against this measure, and why? It is not because we are against the freedom of religion. We are for the freedom of religion. But it is because we are for freedom. I will read to you Article 2 of the European Union, which states that the Union is founded on the value of respect for freedom, democracy, equality, and respect. So there is a lot of points into it. Freedom, yes, and human rights, equality. Well, it seems that the European Union, the government, is not opposed to it. But if you look at the measure they are trying to bring up with, it seems like they are opposed to it, because they are saying that we have to stand for everyone's right. We have to stand for everyone's right. But on the other hand, they are not standing for those people who would like to express their freedom of expression. So it's a little bit contradiction. on the other hand, they are saying religion should not be influenced by art. Well, if we look, for instance, to Muhammad, yeah, the founder of the Islam, this person, he came with an idea, well, he was influenced by Allah, and he came with this idea and he wrote down those, the Quran. And you may say that basically, if this measure was implemented, there would never be a Quran, because this is a form, well, it could be seen as a form of art. And basically you are saying that religion should not be influenced by art. Well, if it wasn't for this, there would be no religion at all. Yes? You have a question?
I have a question. Do you really think that those religious people consider their religious book like something like idolatry or something that brings them pleasure? Because
yes, it's not about what those people themselves think. It's about the establishment. The people who are established, what do they think? Like we are right now. We are the people who are established, and we are thinking that every art which is coming up, which is influencing religion, should be banned. Well, who are we to say this? Yes, because maybe this art, this new art, could be the next religion in the centuries to come. Yes? So we didn't hear quite really from the government why they are coming up with this measure and how they want to solve the problem. As my colleague already pointed out, we have a lot of points which we think that this measure should not be implemented. Well, the justification, the freedom of speech. We don't want freedom of speech to be banned. The root is the hate between society. We think that we could solve this problem in another way by debating, by using freedom of expression, acknowledging that there is a problem, so by debating and not by banning. My colleague also pointed out discrimination. So you are putting one person, one group, you are putting a front, like the religious group, but what about the atheists? Should they be protected? And another one, the counterproductive of this thing. Well, and I'm coming up with the EU. I'm asking myself, why the EU? Because this is a problem which should be solved. It's about culture. So it's a problem which should be solved in local level. Yeah, the EU known in Article 5 of the Treaty of the European Union, it's well known that the EU only makes measures if the principle of subsidiarity and proportionality is met. So it means that if the EU think that this problem can only be solved at the level of the EU, then they have the competence to, or then they could come up with a measure if they have the competence into it. We don't think that the EU have to solve this problem anyway, because it's a local thing. It's culture and it's a local thing. So, if we go back to what I just said, the Union is founded on the values of respect for freedom, democracy, equality, and respect for human rights. Well, I will ask the government, please, to respect our human rights, because without the freedom of speech, there is no EU. Thank you.
Thank you, Pancho. Now we move on to the second half and invite Anna-Marie.
So I'm going to tell you why freedom of expression isn't the absolute right of all of the human rights. We say that we have freedom of religion, and we shouldn't just let those people who believe in something be hated because they believe in something. So what I'm going to start with our first government's point. Then I'm going to move on to the opposition points, and then I'm going to make our own point. So, first of all, the first government told you about influence. We say that we agree with the first government that we shouldn't be influenced by art. We say that if we lose all those insulting religious art, we don't make any more hating in the society. We say that we shouldn't be influenced by something that makes hatred in our society. So, opposition said that clashes solve the problem. We see that until we insult those religious people, until we have those clashes, until they riot, until then somebody gets harmed, and until then we don't have no solution. We say that it isn't as postponing those problems if we just ban all those insulting religious art pieces. We say that we just ban one form of hating. We say that we have banned hate speech, and like opposition said, then EU is founded on respect. We say that we have to have that respect, and even if we have to ban some things for having that respect on the highest level that we can, then we should do that. Like we saw earlier this year when the movie Innocence of Muslims came out, we knew that the Muslim world will react on it. We say that we shouldn't do things like that anymore, because we know from the past that Muslims are really, really easily harmed, and we shouldn't just throw oil in the fire only because we have that freedom of expression. We see that somebody will get harmed if we stay with those things, right? And we should just ban those articles that make somebody getting harmed.
So, Madam, are you actually against any kind of insulting people who are not only religious people but also homosexuals, etc.? Are you against all of these insults in the society?
Yeah, we can say that we can ban all of those insulting arts, but right now we are talking about insulting religion art articles. And furthermore, opponents said that we should protect everybody. We say that we are protecting everybody. We are protecting religious people, we are protecting atheists, because when there is the art article about in the newspaper about atheists being silly or something, and they feel directly insulted, then we ban this. So atheists will be protected also, yes.
How are you planning to decide what is an insult and what is not?
Well, we aren't saying that we right now have a mechanism to measure that insultedness, but we say that if somebody comes and says that we are really, really insulted by that, and they can show us how they are insulted, then we ban those things. No, thank you. And we have seen that we have riots, and we, as opponent says that this art could be the next religion, but we don't want that hating religion in our society. We want peaceful society, and we want to remove all the hatred against religion from our society. And we say that freedom of expression isn't such an absolute human right, and we should protect all the human rights, not only freedom of expression. We should protect also the freedom of religion, which we should protect by banning all those articles that are insulting some religion. Thank you.
Thank you, and now we was the fourth theme, the closing opposition and Renzo.
I'd like to thank you for the floor. Well, first of all, my colleagues already stated that we should protect the freedom of speech. As the closing government stated that they should protect atheists, and one may choose to be an atheist because we have the freedom of religion. And as they are an atheist, they say that God doesn't exist. Some Christians may find that to be insulting, but if an atheist thinks that, they are allowed to think that because we have that freedom, and they might want to express themselves through any form of art. So you say that you have to protect atheists, but if you ban any form of art, you take away their expression, and you're not actually protecting them, but you're also saying that they aren't allowed to sort of, well, express their feelings in any form. Sorry. Yeah, well, opening government already stated that they are against any form of art that is insulting. And again, we have the freedom of speech, we have to also respect that. We have to respect that every human has rights which are supposed to be followed. As our opening opposition said, there are laws, and the European Union is supposed to follow those laws and make sure that everyone has those rights. You are also allowed to choose your own religion, and choosing your own religion may include that some people don't like your religion and that they could insult you, but they could also insult you by saying something instead of just using art. You said Muslims are easily hurt. Well, Muslims are indeed hurt easily, but they also hurt other people through forms of art, and so it's just not people who don't believe in things, but everyone has to find a way to express their feelings, express what they think through any form of art. You also stated it shouldn't influence your choice of religion, and some religions insult other religions, and I think it doesn't influence your choice about what you want to be. If you want to be an atheist, then Christians may find that to be insulting, but it might just also be in the other way. Yeah?
I have a question. You said art brings pleasure, and art mixed with religious jokes and so on. Would you think that it would actually be pleased for the people that want to see the film or read the book?
Yeah, some people may find pleasure in that. So if an atheist may make a film about God, that God doesn't exist, other atheists will probably like it, while Christians won't. And that's why I think, although not everyone likes it, it should be allowed, because a lot of people might like it, a lot of people might not. I accept that, and there are, yeah, that should be allowed to let people make a movie like that. The Innocence of Muslims, for example, wasn't liked a lot by Muslims, but other people did enjoy to watch the movie, didn't enjoy going to the movie, and that's also a freedom they must have. They must be allowed to go to those kind of movies, and that's why those kind of movies should be allowed to be made, in my point of view. So, to sum it all up, I believe everyone has to have the right to express themselves, and everyone should be allowed to express themselves in any form of art. So I would like to ask the government to not continue with this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. On the summation speeches for government side, we've got Mikna.
Hi everybody, I'm Micha, and I will resume all what we say in this debate. First of all, I think we should win this debate because we have better argument, better definition, and the area of conflict was freedom of expression. Everybody is protected, and the respect. The freedom of expression isn't absolute. Insult someone, no thanks. They will be right, and we should prevent hating. If influence somebody with insulting art, they will be produce more haters. No thanks. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, and thank you very much for your comments, and now we move on to Daniela to conclude this debate for us.
Hello, I have the honor to close this debate, and I will show you how the opposition won this debate. Well, not everyone on this world have his same point same point of view, and not every person have the same religion, the same character, the same profession, and something like that. And for that we can't bend the earth, because the earth is way to express our feelings, our emotions, our everything which is connected with us. And well, like we said, we live in the democratic society, which is connecting with respecting the human rights and respecting our opinion. And like the proposition said that the expressing our feelings from with art is not absolute right. Then we can say that religion is absolute right, because we all in this room have different points of view, different maybe different religion or something like that. Also, like also in this debate we talked about that like a proposition say that art is tool to blame religion. Well, with that with banning the art, we are banning the human rights and something and all form of the expression for the artist, because on that way the artist is going to work for their life, and they have paid from other people for their paints, music, and movies. Also, well, every human has feelings. Like the Muslims have feelings for their religion. They want to respect their religion. The artists have feelings for their paints, for the music, the literature, and movies. Like every people on this, every human in this planet have right to choose what they want, and what they must success in their lives. And the jokes about religion, well, I think that it has no example in our history that some people are directly insulted by art because I think that there is no movies and well, with banning the art, we are not solving the problem. We just have more hateness by art by people and more discrimination between different religions, different professions, different expressions, and they say that Muslims hurt other people by other ways and not from art. Then artists are just creating some paints, movies, songs, or something like that, and that is not hurting or killing people like the Muslims did that in the past. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may close the floor, shake hands, leave the room. We'll call you back in a few minutes to give you the results. Don't go away. Thank you.